Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Mad Rome's Talking Skritt. I'm your host, Jim, and we've got a much chiller show because we've got a lot of setup. We're sitting and waiting for the payoff for everything we've been told. But before I get into that, my fellow host for this week is good old ZeKrioX. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing peachy. Thank you for asking.
Well, that's
It's gonna be an
fantastic.
interesting show for the most part.
Yes, because my whole plan is we were just gonna pop in and just kind of hang out in Guild Wars 2. You know, that game that we spend entirely too much time talking about. And just go over stuff slowly because I first topic like that we got on Tuesday was, hey, here's this big old video about skiffs, right? Skiffs and fishing.
Yes.
The video itself, I'm not we didn't get much out of it.
No, not really.
Like, it was, oh, right, it's my 9th birthday, because this is my first character. Yay. But, I suppose I won't crack into that birthday present, because that is another thing we got this week. So I'll hang on to that for now. But the skiffs told us that, that is a 5-person transportation, because they said you and 4 of your friends in the video.
Yeah, the wording kind of got me a little confused at first, but it's like, okay, so it's just you plus 4 players. So.
Yeah. Oh, I can make an endless plush Griffin tonic. Don't know why I would, but I could do it. But it looked like in one of the scenes there was a little bit of a speed boost thing going on.
Yeah. It could be like one of those like mastery skills that I guess you earned with time.
Yeah, I'm going to assume that, and I'm okay with that, like giving it a little bit of extra oomph. I hope that it never outpaces the Skimmer, because then that would kind of render the Skimmer pointless, and I don't want that.
Maybe it'll have like a fast enough speed boost to maybe outpace it for a bit, but then it slows down to a crawl. I believe.
So kind of similar to like the Sky Scale versus the Griffin. Like the Griffin is faster, but you have to get there. The Sky Scale, if like you just take off, dash, and then land, if that's all you're looking to go for, the Sky Scale is pretty fast. I assume we'll get teasers between now and then. Yeah, it's going to be the exact same thing. 7-bit. It's just going to be teaser
sort
stuff.
of a heads up on the actual skiff and fishing aspect of it. They do plan on actually releasing a stream regarding this on September 10th. So.
Yep, that is going to be the next. Just want to confirm that is. No, it's not next week, because next week's the 3rd. September 10th is the next big live stream. And that'll be. They specifically tweeted out and said it was going to be about fishing and skiffs, but maybe they'll toss some extra stuff in there. It is 2 masteries to go over, yeah. Agony. Agony infusions. Holy crap.
And they did also confirm that as far as like fishing is concerned, you can technically fish anywhere you want, but you're kind of recommended to go in the fishing pools as they show you. So.
It's literally going to be exactly the same as like World of Warcraft, because it was the exact same in World of Warcraft as you could fish anywhere, but like there were these little nodes where you'd be able to get like specific hits of fish. Skimmer will still be more useful than skiff, since the Skimmer can go on land and underwater.
That's actually an extra bonus. Plus, technically speaking, you're not going to lose much with the Skimmer, because the one advantage that you have with the Skimmer is that it's not just for water. You can use it for more dangerous environments like sulfur, quicksand, and even like the branded areas apparently. Where we see like the last map or something like that. So it's not to say that the skimmer's going to be completely useless, but you know, actually that's sort of a tiny little hope with the next expansion. I really do hope that they kind of add an element of, okay, you definitely need the skimmer to cross this area, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, one of the big things with skimmers was anytime there was a place like a ledge we had to get to that was over water, because that was with the when you hit the movement skill on the skimmer is like you double the height over the boat is a big target. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, 7-bit, like, fishing does seem to have, like, something going on with it that's not just, quite frankly, kind of boring, just sit and wait. I am honestly rather looking forward to that because I don't want to just kind of click a button and then wait. That was actually one of the things that I spent a lot of time doing in World of Warcraft was fishing in the sewers of Dalaran. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why anybody did that, but it was just something that we did.
Oh, good God, no. If we do experience sewer levels in EOD, which I don't know, it could be a possibility given that in at least original Cantha,
yeah,
you could go into sewer levels in a way, but
7-bit. I'm hoping to see the skiffs used in events and stuff like that. Like, I find that to be a particularly interesting concept to go with. I'm hoping it'll be cool.
Yeah. At the end of the day, more details on September 10, so we'll definitely look forward for that.
Well, and one of the things with like sewers is any kind of like in a lot of fiction, especially stuff dealing with Magitech, is you'll often see the city of tomorrow having like either slums to deal with or a sewer system that is full of toxic byproduct. And considering that, Dragon Jade technology is a huge part of Cantha now, I wouldn't be surprised to see us going into sewers or anything. Which, fishing for some exotically mutated fish would be an interesting thing to go with.
Do you imagine like a giant mutant naga in the sewers?
I mean, you fish up an encounter that is just a giant screwed up naga.
Possible?
Triggering an event or a boss fight based on that? I would hope it would be possible. Agony infusion.
I'd be paranoid if, like, for the first time playing that, and it's like, okay, this is a cool fishing spot. I wonder what's happening. Oh God, what is that?
Just like imagine like you're fishing and then like the camera pulls out into Quake mode, like it whenever you deal with a world boss. That was my first experience with the Shadow Behemoth. Is I was just kind of out there. I had no idea what was going on, and then my camera pulls back, and I'm like, what the hell? And I see, like, a bunch of players running in, because that was before they gave you the portal to get back to, like, God's Lost Swamp from the portals on the, like, the side events. And then I turn around, and the Shadow Behemoth, like, clunk. And it was just one of those moments like, welcome to Guild Wars 2. It was a moment.
Speaking of regions and zones, we still don't know how many maps we're getting, and if Kaineng City will be actually a city, or on the way that be a part of the zone, like
Ebon
Hawker.
I don't like. I fully expect. I don't expect us to get a city. Like when I say when I think of like cities in. Oh God, that's right. They have two. I forgot. What's that?
I mean, technically, you wouldn't. I don't know. You would call maybe Shinji Monastery as like a place, but not necessarily like a city. It's technically a place you could just hang out, do some stuff. But if you really want to get like more important stuff, you go to Kaining. But
Yeah. Well, like that's the thing is we haven't gotten a city like Lion's Arch or Divinity's Reach, like a full city zone. We haven't gotten something like that since the release of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't honestly expect that to happen.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Kaining could be divided into multiple regions, but who knows? Maybe like a high-tech part and then a slums part. You know, Kaining, upper, Kaining lower, or something like that. That'd be interesting if they
Maybe
did that route.
an instant city center. Yeah. I think the reason that they wouldn't do that is because they don't want to take away people from the hub zones that we already have. Which I get. Down for maintenance. The trading post is down. Big news. But before we, it was also the 9th anniversary of Guild Wars 2. I'm just going to hard transfer out of Fishin and Skiffs because we started talking about, city instances, and we actually have some other stuff.
Theories, man. Theories.
So we've got
So many theories.
We've got the 9th anniversary of Guild Wars 2, which means that we also have the 9th birthday gift, which I am here on my oldest character, so I figure I know you can fish in cities 7-bit. Oh yes, Black Lion keys are on sale today. So yeah. Oh, is the no? That's
why it broke down. That's why it broke down.
No, it's the trading post is broken. The gem store is still open.
Okay.
Gem store is fine. I might buy some Black Lion keys because I have. Fuck it, why not? We'll loot box on stream. I have nothing else to do with my whale gems, so.
I can't get my birthday until December because that's actually when I first started playing Guild Wars 2.
Okay.
So I'm a little late in the party.
Every city except no, I believe Holbrook has water, or maybe it's all frozen.
I think in Holbrook it's all frozen.
Huh. Home instance fishing pond? That actually, I desperately want to see the home instance upgraded in some way, shape, or form. Like, it needs to be better. It is awful right now. But first, the birthday. I'm going to crack open the birthday gift. So, per character, you get 2 birthday boosters, a bag of 20 spirit shards, a birthday card, which is 5,000 karma, and 2 Black Lion statuettes. And then if you crack, for the first time you crack it open, you get the Committed Anniversary Achievement Box. So this is the account-wide rewards, which is 2 Anniversary Weapon Packs. Okay, so the Luminous set.
Yep.
I'll hang on to that for a second. 1 Guaranteed Wardrobe Unlock, so let's see what I get. I got the Wrangler Boots, which I believe are a Char racial armor. Okay, so this is the thing that, 7-bit posted. 1, we get a unique bottle for this, for the delectable birthday stuff.
Nice.
People are complaining about this.
I heard.
They're saying it's not enough. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here you're getting birthday boosters, which people. I have 65 of these in my bank, but I also have a fuck ton of characters. 2 Black Lion statuettes, which gets you stuff from the Black Lion chest. The Anniversary Weapons Pack, literally the only way to do this is to be playing the game and chilling here for a while. That's it. You get the Wardrobe Unlock, which can be literally any skin in the game. Dyes, which they're all kind of pastel. I can't say I'm a huge fan. I'll go with the orange green.
There are people who love that stuff, and at the end of the day, dyes are one of the most widely used aspects of fashion in any way. And
but
the only annoying aspect, a free unique dye that you're gonna have to wait 5 years till you get the whole set. By the way, so it's gonna be like the backpack situation where you're not gonna get all of them all in one.
Oh, and 7-bit says that the bag of spirit shards is worth 20 to 50 gold.
That's true. if
which
you know
I
how
would
to use 'em.
assume if you're converting it to like items. Oh, the dyes are pretty good. Well, that's good. I'm not a huge fan of pastels, so it's meh.
I'm probably
for me.
gonna get the blue one for this year.
But like the thing that kills it for me is people are like, "Oh, this birthday cake thing is awful." Like, you have free food, a free food buff that is, it is a celestial food buff. It is permanent for your, like, you will never run out of it. It will sit there, and you will never have to worry about it ever. Like, if the food buff runs out, you drop the cake again and you eat it.
It's decent. It's good. It's pretty good.
Like, it's not
overall.
it's not some kind of crazy, like, the best thing ever. And I got a level 80 boost for I can't move it out of that slot until I use it.
Oh no.
I was gonna put my cake there, ArenaNet. God damn it. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my.
I find that to be the handiest thing you could have. Like just that little extra thing you can use for.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
and it's
perfect.
reusable. That's like one of its greatest aspects right there. It's reusable.
Right. Tavik said the only thing that could make it better was making it a novelty. Like, so you could just trigger it, so it didn't take up an inventory space.
Actually, that would make sense. Actually.
I actually love the fact, because I keep all of the I still have giant stacks of the utility items from Christmas, from Winter's Day. I still have 18 tins of fruitcake, and I guarantee you this is these items. Some of them are at least from several years ago. I guarantee you the fruitcake is still edible. Okay, let's click through the whaling.
Yeah. Overall, even though I would like rank it as like not the best,
Well.
but certainly not the worst. You know.
I done did a luck.
Nice.
I got
What you got?
the vermilion longbow and shortbow.
Nice. Is that the fiery one?
That is the phoenix looking ones, yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Well, okay then.
Live on Talking Skritt.
Yeah. Yeah. And with a Mordremoth die kit, which will only be got the wing. Oh, cool.
But yeah, I still think people are overreacting. It's definitely not the best gift compared to the other ones, but still better than the first few birthdays. You know?
I literally do not know another MMO that gives you birthday presents. Like, I don't know a single other MMO that does that. It's not even just birthday presents. We're getting, like, stuff specifically designed to encourage us to keep playing the game with to keep characters around.
Mm-hmm.
No other game does it? Oh, Guild Wars 1 does it? Yeah, you've got a point. Also, lol. Yeah. I got the commemorative coin to commemorate commemoration.
Nice.
It's just an extra gold for me. I'm okay with that. Okay, that was a haul. 2 guaranteed armor unlocks. The sheepskin mantle. And the Whisper's secret gauntlets. Nifty. Guild Wars 1 stopped after 8 years. You get the same stuff every year now.
That's fine.
Yeah. Got just a whole bunch.
Actually, speaking of which, how long since Guild Wars 1, like how many years did it run before it just stopped getting like new content updates, roughly speaking? If it's like 8 or something like that, then congratulations, Guild Wars 2, you have survived longer than Guild Wars 1, firstly.
Yeah.
And secondly, yeah, 9 years.
That's right.
Nearly a decade. Nearly a decade. Just one more year, we get the double digits.
Yeah, that is true. Guild Wars 1 did get new elite skills last year.
Oh, that's true, but you know what I mean. Like, basically, when did like Guild Wars 2 officially kind of stop and they started to focus on the development of Guild Wars 2? That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I honestly couldn't tell you.
We're gonna have to look that up at a later point. But yeah. Anyway, like 9 years. 9 years. They've been throwing
9 years of solid content.
For the most part, yeah.
I mean, unless you want to set up more signs. Which I've been told would be a terrible. The last real content update for Guild Wars 1 was Winds of Change in 2011.
Okay. Then that's actually, when you think about it, it came out like in 2004, 2005. So
It came out while I was still in high school, yeah.
yeah.
But,
So I would 2005 to 2011, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 7 years. Okay, so we beaten it about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But still, like, congratulations on, yeah.
And the combat is still, like, the game itself, for 9 years, has not substantially changed, at least from its combat system.
It's an aspect of the game that's is still, what's the word?
Very solid.
It has it very solid. Like it's not showing signs of age. If anything, there are games that are kind of emulating or attempting to emulate what Guild Wars 2 does in a way.
Okay, so I think the one thing I forgot to do was
the combat has held up for a really long time.
I can't play any other MMO like tab target. Like I have Final Fantasy installed on my computer. I want to give it a shot just to say I've tried it, but I know that tab targeting stuff, I'm not going to be able to do it anymore. Like I'm just not. So let's see here. We got all that. I can't see if I can sell this ancient silver die on the trading post because the trading post is down. I've got my agony resistance. I think I actually now have more agony resistance than my guardian. So,
nice.
Well, Miko said that they were doing some like Wednesday fractal stuff, and I said, you know, I'm game to help out. So I wanted to have at least 2 characters to work with.
Nice.
So now I've got my guardian and I've got my elementalist. My elementalist, I can literally just change the build because when I invested in full celestial ascended gear, I was not, like, I did not skimp. I am all in. But Guild Wars 2 is on the cusp of a renaissance. If ANET capitalizes on marketing some now and a lot when EOD releases, I can see it growing a lot. It's already getting a boost at the moment. Well, honestly, I'm fully expecting the release of End of Dragons to happen with the Steam release. And we are absolutely going to see the Steam release skyrocket stuff. Now, I did want to go through the infographic that that they put out. So I'm going to drop this link in chat because this thing is really cool. Paste.
I actually have it like on my side here. You've adventured. Actually, the first thing that they try to throw at you, since the launch of 2012, players have created over 16 million Guild Wars 2 accounts, which is crazy. Although 4 of those are alts I have, so I'm not so sure.
the one thing I worry about, like, account creation is that people who have bought the game, because after you create free accounts, like after you make free accounts an option, it kind of makes that statistic not as big a deal as you'd think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nobody reports subs anymore. I know that. But Guild Wars 2 doesn't have subs. So
exactly.
With having like a free account option, like anybody reporting for like however many accounts they have, that doesn't mean anything either. I mean, there's also people who possibly didn't know World of Warcraft had a subscription, created an account, and then they're like, wait, I have to pay for this? I already bought the game. What do you mean I have to pay for this? And then never went from there, but they still count in that. So, but I'm not a huge fan of that particular statistic, but I do rather like you've adventured together for over 1.9 billion hours. Collectively, on all of our characters, we have spent more than 218,000 years playing this game.
Damn.
Yeah.
Just damn.
Yeah. 12 billion achievement points amongst all of that.
My achievement points are not exactly the most largest amount. I only got like 7. I'm almost near 18,000 myself. So
18,823 for me.
nice.
So I have to. I know that
I'll.
there are
Mhm.
people who have finished all the Zenith skins, and I'm like, 30.5K. Very nice hat. Very nice.
I'll give ArenaNet the one thing though that's probably the most impressive stat of all of this, in my opinion, is the fact that there was never a dull moment. Over 9 years, it's almost had 99.9 server uptime.
99.9%
Es-
server uptime. That's huge. I can count the.
Essentially,
Oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
I can count the number of times I've experienced like the servers going down on one hand. And one of those times was when Age tried to do a 24-hour stream.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god. And yeah, like you never have like there's never been a situation, not never actually. There was one incident, but for the most part, there hasn't never been a situation where they had to shut down the servers for whatever reason could be. The only incident I was mentioning is the EU servers at that one point, where I don't know what the exact details were, but they had to go back in time. I forgot the exact
I had to
term.
do a
But
rollback, yeah.
yeah, they had to do a rollback, and even then, they were like, "We are very sorry. Here, have a free mount
Yeah,
to
like
everybody."
I have never like I came from World of Warcraft before I started playing Guild Wars 2 again, and it's like every Tuesday when they'd put out a patch, the game would be nigh unplayable. And Guild Wars 2 is just like, oh yeah, the servers are kind of hiccupy a day after the patch. Oh, this game's unplayable. It's like, yeah, but you're actually here. Like,
Mm-hmm.
come on. From 7-bit. According to data mining websites that track MMOs, Guild Wars 2 has 855,967 daily players. Most gamers don't play daily, so that puts Guild Wars 2 at millions of active players, 2 to 5 million probably. That's also older data. We don't have the last 2 months, which have been big for growth. You have a point. You do have a point. Which, according to some analysis of World of Warcraft player numbers, is 2 to 5 million eclipses World of Warcraft player base.
Mm.
And that's without knowing anything from Blizzard, but like apparently that's what has happened in Shadowlands is we've that's how far their player base has dropped for like active players.
It dropped so low that they. This is not even a Guild Wars 2 earlier, but they mentioned something at an earlier point during the Shadowlands that we have the ability to initiate the ability to change between covenants, which is like their new feature,
Yeah,
and we'll initiate it like when it's necessary. Oh yeah, they pulled it. They pulled the rope.
I
Uh,
that's an after show thing. I think covenants were the stupidest fucking thing, but again, after show. We're talking about Guild Wars 2.
yeah.
ArenaNet and Extra Life partner often. It's one of their major charities.
Mm-hmm.
According to this infographic, over the 9 years, they have donated $381,659 to Extra Life. Since that's since 2018. That's over the past 3 years. That's not even 9 years.
That's a decent chunk of money to help a lot of people.
Over
So.
$100,000 a year. That's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I am actually kind of surprised at the next bit.
Yeah.
The 3 most popular mount skins: the Shrine Guardian Jackal, so that's the Ninetales Jackal. The Spooky
The
Raptor.
spoopy raptor.
Yeah. And the other one is the magnificent Hummingbird Skimmer skin, which
Guilty.
I would have never expected to see a Skimmer skin in the top 3.
It's because the hummingbird
Yeah.
is really pretty.
Although the only advantage that the hummingbird has is the fact that it's one of the very first sets of premium skins that they released.
Mhm.
Like I remember like the peacock one, then some bunny variant, and then this kind of came out at a later point, I believe. Actually, not so sure.
I think it was the Doom Bunny. The weird demon-looking thing was one of the premium bunny skins.
No, that came later. That actually
Okay.
came a lot later.
Let's see here.
No, I was actually thinking, like, wait, did the demon skimmer came out first, or did the hummingbird come out first?
The demon one came out first.
Okay, so it even came out even later than that. So, yeah, I'm not too surprised about the spooky raptor one, even though I don't personally have it. I'm just not a fan of the set in general. It's a cool set, but not for me personally. So that's not a surprise. A lot of people actually were after. This is also one of the very first sets that ever came out, I believe, if not the first set that came out.
Yeah.
And the other two are kind of obvious for how good it is. I'm kind of surprised that the lion, the lion griffin didn't make it though.
Yes. I think it's more because there are people who just don't have
The griffin yet.
the griffin.
That's true.
Where is
Actually, I honestly, seeing just these statistics alone, I kind of want to see like the rest of the rest of the list.
Yeah.
I want an actual.
You want to know
percentage.
where your favorite mount skin like lands?
Yes.
Well, going to like the next set of statistics is for people who like WW. 354 million player defeats in WW.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Just ouch.
With 1.3 million players defeated during no downstate events. Let's see.
Lots of casualties.
Probably
Lots of
got a big boost in. Right, yeah. The skimmer would have gotten a big boost in popularity after the underwater skimmer update.
Still doesn't make sense for a hummingbird to go underwater. I tried
That's
it.
that's the best part of it. What's the use rate of the hologram raptor? Yeah, you got a point there. Overcoming group challenges. The /GG command, which is the one that instantly kills you in raids, fractals, and strike missions, has been used 60,430,000 times.
A lot of people were quick to like, wow, so that's how many people who quit in the middle.
Well, I mean, there are points in time where you know that, like, an encounter... Like, I know that when I was raiding, we used GG a lot because it got to the point where it's like, okay, we've lost too many people. We know we can't finish this. GG. Makes as much sense as the hover turtle skin. Yeah, that's fair. And overcoming minor challenges. Players have been downed 11.5 million times by unruly pocket raptors.
Yeah, I'm surprised it still has like I mean, we've had a statistic in like a couple of years or something like that where they mentioned like the highest the mob that killed the most players ever is the pocket raptors, which is still insane to this day.
You think you're safe waiting in Heart of Thorns, like waiting in certain areas, and you are absolutely not. Blastoise mount cosplays. Yes, 7-bit with the turtle. And we will have that.
Let's see. We're moving forward to Your Legend lives across 28 PvP league seasons and up to 333,832 PvP matches played.
That's a lot of PvP. Like, I was honestly shocked to see that statistic that they've done that. We've seen that many PvP matches. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of people that say how many of those were bots, but like,
I've even heard some people express that that's a little low for some reason. It's like, dude, really?
Yeah.
You think that's a low number?
But the last bit is since Guild Wars factions, Tyria's total landmass has increased by 830 square miles, brought to life with over 35,752 unique art icons and 540 map loading illustrations.
Yo, chat, do me the favor. Give me the equivalent of 830 square miles. What country or or state or whatever is the equivalent?
Square miles. We can go by states. Rhode Island. That's actually Rhode Island is 1,045 square miles. So that's still not much bigger than Rhode Island.
Damn. That's a really small world.
Yeah. 28 seasons is an average of 3 seasons per year, makes PvP seem more active and supported than people claim. The biggest problem with PvP is that like there's no truly unique rewards coming out of PvP. Everything that you can get in PvP comes out of WW. Yeah, video game worlds are scaled down. You're not wrong.
That is very true.
Like I honestly, if you consider the standard like human height to be like 1.8 to 2 meters, sometimes weeks in lore, not in minutes. Yeah.
Before the whole shadow looking, that silhouette that's like abruptly put in there just to tease the hell out of us.
Well, hang on. I'll grab the silhouette because I have it on the assets here.
Guild Wars 2 remains one of the most critically acclaimed MMOs of all time, and it will grow even further when EOD arrives on February 22nd. February 2022. Still no word on the exact day, but it's the month that we're tackling.
It's fine. We don't need a specific day.
Yeah. So yeah, they threw in a silhouette of a particular figure, which by now they have revealed in a tweet, I believe it was yesterday, with a color palette now.
Which I turned into 1920 by 1080 with the off center there. So if anybody wants a very bright wallpaper.
Here's the thing. I know you have your opinions. I know everybody else has their opinions, but given the silhouette in itself, my honest opinion about it is that it looks like a heavy armor wielding dude with a greatsword. And we all know that the only other heavy armor character that does not have a greatsword is the Revenant. Therefore, I believe this could be Revenant. And also the color palette being black and red is kind of like the signature color of it.
But Zek, I just realized something. People are like, "Oh, Master Togo," and I'm like, "Look at the pattern of the color of the fire, and the cracks spreading out of the ground. Does that remind you of anything?"
Not quite. Not in particular, no.
So what happened when Adalburn created the faux fire?
Oh, he cracked the floor.
It's literally the exact same shade of the faux fire with the same, like when he thrust the sword into the ground, it's the exact same crack patterns.
Yep, I can kind of see it.
So now I'm like, wait a second, Adalburn is a legend.
King Adalburn? That'd be weird, though. I mean, well, to be fair, no. I mean, it doesn't really matter because even Guild Wars 2 kind of is loose on its lore sometimes. But it'll be weird to like backtrack and all of a sudden, hey, I'm a Revenant who uses the Adalburn stance, and you fight Adalburn directly in the dungeon.
Well, the dungeons don't exist. Remember?
Yeah, sadly.
I'm the captain now. Oh God, Maddie, I love it. That's fantastic.
Wait, does Adalburn? I mean, technically, the only I would say the only thing that would be kind of weird though, is that if it is Adalburn, then wouldn't it be better off for him to use just a main hand sword? Because
Hat did bring up Baradin. Because Baradin was your two-handed weapon trainer.
That is true.
In Guild Wars 1. So possibly Duke Baradin, which still... But like that, I'm now looking at that and it's like that is a very faux fire color right there.
I would probably want to... this is just me being the hopeful guy here. I hope it's maybe Talon Silverwing, like a legendary Tengu. Because the weapon is giving me a little bit of that Tengu-esque theme.
I
to
want
it.
to say that's already in game.
I know we have the Tengu sets of weapons, but
But that's not the Tengu sword.
I know.
I'm gonna have to look here in the skins here because I've seen that weapon and I have no idea where it is.
Some people, I've heard people, and even I kind of fell for it at first when it was just the silhouette alone, not the actual weapon profile. Because right here we actually have a clear weapon profile.
Like
But a
it's the
lot
weapon model. It's not even just a profile.
some people were thinking it was gonna be Ryland, but nah,
Uh,
nah.
Red Wolf actually has a point with Rurik.
Rorik doesn't use a great sword in Guild Wars
Well-
1. He was mainly a sword and shield guy.
But I mean, that doesn't mean they can't change it, especially since it's a mist shard of like. It doesn't have to like accurately 1-to-1 represent the person because this is them from the mists kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
7-bit provided a link to. Nah, that doesn't quite match. It's weapons. It
Yeah, I
doesn't quite
see it.
match. I kind of see it, but nah.
might make more sense since Elite Set 3 is supposed to be all Canton themed. Eh?
Sort of. Yeah, I guess.
Like that's the thing. It's like it's supposed to be Canton themed, but like at the same time, if the theming fits, why would you not? Right?
Mhm.
I swear, I absolutely swear, I've seen this sword in the game before. Now I'm gonna have to click through every goddamn greatsword to find it.
Okay, so let's look at this thing. So we got legendary dwarf, legendary demon, legendary centaur, legendary assassin. With the elite spec ones, we got legendary dragon and then legendary renegade. What would you call this? I'm maybe looking into champion because to me that looks like a champion sword. You know what I mean? Legendary champion.
Legendary. I think the problem is champion is too generic a word for it to really. I mean, that's my personal opinion on it, but come on, I know it's here somewhere.
I mean, we're talking about a developer who made Berserker, a Berserker elite spec, when there's already a Berserker preset of stats. So,
Which playing a berserker with berserker is a really great opportunity to get yourself wrecked on a regular basis.
it doesn't even work.
Well, it works. It's just if something sneezes on you, you die.
Yeah.
And I also realize that at the moment I'm in absolute potato quality looking at any of these. But that's because I'm standing in Lion's Arch.
hmm
Hi.
So yeah, that's pretty much it so far until we get more info on that. The silhouette looks cool.
I'm fully expecting us to get all 3 of the silhouettes before they give us anything
videos?
else. Yeah. We'll see the videos like the week before they preview these.
Learning
Oh,
more
God.
Connect now myself would even work on Demon, Oni, Mask Elite Icon. That actually begs the question. Even just looking at this silhouette, what would be a part of the armor set that would change? As far as like, you know how like every elite spec has like a different weapon piece in general. And we've sort of figured a pattern of helmets, shoulders, or
Gloves.
So those are usually like the 3 that are mostly used. As far as the, I would like the idea of it being an Oni mask, but here's the problem: they already have a mask. At least as far as like the collection of elite specs with the Renegade, or sorry, with the Revenant in general, they already have the shoulder. There with the Herald. You already got the helmet with the Renegade, so they're probably gonna get a new set of gloves.
I wouldn't necessarily say that that's gonna be the tell. Like I totally, if the armor, the 2 pieces of armor they get, or it's gonna be an armor and a weapon for like the collections. if they double, I have no problem seeing them double up on stuff. Because if it fits from a design standpoint, wow.
What happened?
Well, do you have the stream up on your end?
Well, yeah, but you still have the silhouette on the screen.
Oh shit, that's right. I need to so let me swap this out because I'm looking at the Shining Aureate greatsword that I have, and if you preview just the weapon,
what the hell happened to that thing?
it doesn't look very good.
What?
It just doesn't look very good at all.
That broke.
Yeah.
Bug report.
Paper cuts to death. Yes. I think it's just the fact that I'm on like full on potato mode because I'm standing in the middle of Lion's Arch trying to look at all of these. Like here are the Tengu greatswords. The weird.
Yeah, there it is.
Like I'm going to stab myself with this back edge for some stupid reason design.
It's like edgelord without being an edgelord. Like it's like a polite edgelord.
Polite edgelord. Okay, yeah, I apparently I've looked at literally every greatsword in the entire goddamn game. That sword does not exist in game. And I swear I've seen it.
Check the Ryland greatsword.
That's not it. Because Ryland's has flamethrower on it.
That's true, but the shape is very similar.
It's different because that I pulled up. Hang on. Greatsword. So I can go just. There's one close to the bottom here. Yeah. The steel warband flame saw. Yeah. Like it's still very different.
It's just the teeth.
Yeah,
it's obviously
it's just,
flames, but it's teeth. You know?
Yeah. And like that's on the back end, or that's on the front end. The spikes that we're looking at on the silhouette are on the back end. So something towards Canaxi themed, with the name either being Reaver or Nightmare. Okay.
Nightmare would be a very cool name.
Well, I suppose that's the secondary question we have is how do we, like, what's the niche that Revenant doesn't have?
AoE melee. Not gonna lie.
Oh, so they're missing cleave?
Yeah, they're missing a lot of cleave potential.
Okay. So we've got that.
That's what the greatsword's gonna cover, but I'm sure that they're gonna add a little extra gimmick to make it more interesting compared to the other ones, because everybody else who uses a greatsword is kind of samey. So.
Yeah. Well, except Mesmer, because they use it as a ranged weapon. Then, I mean, for a greatsword, it kind of works that you expect power damage and, like, some kind of, like, AoE. For the most part. Mesmer currently breaks the mold with it being ranged single-target DPS for the most part. But that's fine. That's the exception to the rule. So, I don't know what Revenant, like, and at this point, like, I'm not... Part of me wants to say it could still be Thief, but I'm not sure.
The only thing I would maybe give you that, because even to a certain extent, the Thief is a weird, sometimes very weird in the art depictions. Because sometimes they throw in reds, they throw in this and that. But I usually associate, like, the Thief with grays and blacks and...
Well, yeah. I mean, that's their art style is like the red, the dark red, which is more of like a dried blood kind of looking color. So I kind of understand why they go with that. But for everything that we're looking at here, and nailed it.
I'm still leaning towards Revenant. But...
Yeah, like, the more I look at it, the more I think it's also going to be Revenant. But, I mean, that doesn't rule out seeing Thief get Greatsword, which I like, it's one of those things like, why does everybody want Greatsword for every class? And it's just like, because the Greatswords in the game are some of the coolest skins.
The only reason I don't want another two-handed weapon is because they already have enough two-handed weapons per elite spec so far.
Yeah.
And the one mechanic that this game so far has, well, that the developers, I wouldn't say neglect, but it's the fact that, you know, they have this thing and they're not taking advantage of the fact that when you dual wield with a thief, your skill 3 changes. So you have multiple skills to add, or, you know, you get different, like, versions of a skill that you can combine depending on what you want.
Yeah.
And I want them to take advantage of that. You know, like, dude, give them a new set of, like, third skills, you know?
Well, I think that's the reason why they haven't used it, is because they could just give Thief a two-handed weapon, and then they don't have to worry about the dual skills. Oh, time to clean up this dead bird.
I mean, when you really think about it, how many offhand weapons can a thief wield, actually, now that I think about it?
Pistol, dagger. I think that's it. I think it's just pistol and dagger.
And then if, let's just say they added an axe, I don't know, as a random choice, that would mean they would have to add 2, you know, skill 1, skill 2, and then for the third skill, it's no-handed, with dagger, or with pistol. So that's 5 skills.
I feel like I'm missing... I feel like there's a third offhand, but I'm not a thief player. I'd have to log on. I'll do that after I clear my home instance.
I'll do it. Okay. Let me check. I was racing with my thief earlier with beetle racing.
Oh, the beetle racing is so good.
Mm-hmm.
It's absolutely my favorite mount in the entire game, followed shortly by Griffin.
And the races that they have implemented in the game are still pretty challenging. Some of them are easier than others, but Brisbane, for example, is still pretty tough.
The one in fucking Snowden Drifts.
Oh yeah, that thing.
That
thing's
is
a bastard.
Goddamn nightmare.
All right, I'm checking off the offhand skills. All right, so sword. There's no offhand with sword.
Oh, offhand. We don't have They don't have offhand sword.
No.
I thought they had. Okay.
Dagger offhand, pistol offhand. That's it. What the fuck? That's all they have.
Okay. Yeah. Then that's all they have.
So if you're saying it's just tough to make, no, 5 skills. 5 skills is all you have to make. And guess what? How many skills do you have to make for a dual-handed weapon? A two-handed weapon? 5 skills.
Well, no, because you need the first one.
Yeah, it's the first 2.
Yeah, you're right.
And the first 2, and 3 more based on whether you have anything offhand, like solo,
nothing,
pistol, or dagger.
Yeah. And you're right, 7-bit. Like, seeing people pop on the beetle for the first time is just like, it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm desperately looking forward to what the engineer gets.
I hope it's not something as stupid as like mace or something like that. Or
I was expecting mace for Scrapper. My phone? It's on my charger.
I don't know, what would be interesting?
Okay.
I don't know, a magical engineer? I don't know.
Well, I mean, everything points towards us seeing, like, Golemancer.
That's true.
Which, I know people might not be too, like, happy to see a pet spec, but,
That's fine.
Skiff racing and End of Dragons? Yeah, that'd be pretty cool, Maddie.
I think that's gonna be a thing. That's probably gonna be a thing.
As long as they give me a ramp, so I could ramp off of something, like a speedboat.
Do you imagine, like, having rapids to deal with?
Honestly? Yeah, that'd be pretty fucking cool. Water skiing. Yeah. Scepter Engineer. It's a control rod for the golem. I like that hat. That's a good idea.
Bad.
Okay, so what else did we have? We talked about the anniversary. We talked about the fishing and skiffs video. We talked a lot about the Elite Spec
Revenant.
teaser, which is probably a Revenant, yeah.
Last thing is the fact that they posted also a timeline, or what's the actual word? I forgot. It's not a timeline.
Oh, a new
roadmap or something
roadmap.
like that, I guess.
Hang on,
Yeah.
I've got that. Nimbus.
Guild Wars 2
Skiffs.
Live.
There we go.
Fall
Fall
and
and
winter.
winter 2021. I got it. I'm gonna put it in chat.
There's more info actually on the actual like paragraphs and text, but they did give us like a simplified version of what to expect in a picture.
And yes, I want to jump the shark. Absolutely.
Jump the shark.
And 7-bit, I fully expect us to see stuff like that with the turtle races, where we actually have to like do stuff with the turtle and like do target practice and stuff. Okay, let's see here. So the image at the top is the Elite Specialization beta events is going to be September 21st, October 26th, and November 30th. What is it? Bloodstone.
They give more details on the actual paragraph, so yeah, essentially the same dates specifically.
The preview live stream is going to be 4 days before each. The November 30th one is going to be all Elite Specializations and the Siege Turtle.
Yep.
So we're going to get to play with the Siege Turtle before End of Dragons releases.
One tiny note that I want to bring up, because I think I've heard somebody say that a dev was trying to, people were talking about the Siege Turtle specifically, and they did say something that we will be, as far as like, Siege Turtles in World versus World is probably not going to be implemented immediately or anything like that for testing or for launch probably. They say that they are considering it, like they might even give it a shot, but if it feels like it's breaking the game of some sort, then they might not, have it at all.
Wait, so they're considering putting the Siege Turtles in WW?
They are, but they are fully aware that if it doesn't fit the game mode or causes issues or balance issues or whatever, then they might not add it. They might remove it entirely.
Well, that's understandable, but the fact that they're considering it at all is really cool.
I honestly, and here's the thing though, I hate to bring this up, but people were very negative with the Warclaw when they added it. And then people started to love it because, hey, it's faster means of travel, it's interesting. And I know that a lot of people pretty much, love World versus World, and it's almost like sacred to them in some respects, like the hardcore community. But I just don't see, like, I can get the frustration, but I don't see such a huge negative with the idea of just adding new stuff to just make the game more interesting. Like, I don't know. Like, I honestly hope that Siege Turtles get a positive,
Reception.
a positive reception enough to keep them around. Because, for one thing, Siege Turtle, it's in the name. Why not put it in there? Firstly, and second, it just adds more intrigue into strategy or combat. Like, and I would imagine like Siege Turtles. I wouldn't call them like the most optimal thing to put in there. But it might not even break the game, given maybe if it's speed or damage. Like, all they have to do probably would be the nerf to damage, but
my only problem with everything WW is it seems that the WW community often doesn't want to, like, try at all.
Yeah.
Which is highly disappointing. And I don't like it.
Like, I'll be honest, I've seen a lot of people do World versus World on stream or stuff like that. It just feels like a routine. It does feel like a routine these days. It's not even a competition. It's not even about actually, going as hard as you can to be the #1 on the map or server. And it just feels like, okay, ship's over here. We're gonna move over there. Okay, they recaptured that. Now it's our turn to capture it back. And it's like everybody's just cycling through each other just to get everything that they need.
Yeah.
It's not even a competition anymore. I agree. I want more things added to World vs. World. Also redo siege golems. I'm tired of seeing only trebs and catapults. I know some World vs. World players want zero changes, but that's not how you foster a good game mode. I agree.
Yeah. Like, you don't get a good game by changing nothing.
Yeah. And with the alliances thing that they're going to do, I really hope that that competitive scene comes back, because I want that competition
To be there? To actually exist?
To be there.
Yeah.
To be exactly.
Hey, Fenris, how you doing, bud?
I'll talk about that a little later. The next part of would be then, of course, the Return to Living World Season 4 and the Icebrood Saga.
I didn't think they were actually going to do Icebrood Saga.
Me neither, but I guess they went for it. They already expected every week up until September 28th to unlock all the episodes of Season 4. And then episodes of the Icebrood Saga will be Spotlight Weekly on October 19th all the way through November 30th.
Yep.
They have and of course the same thing that they've been saying. If you do this, you get this types of rewards.
A free 32 slot bag. And a free legendary amulet. And a fragment of prismatic light, which I'm assuming has something to do with the Gen 3 legendaries.
And the returning champion title, which is pretty good.
It's a title.
Yeah.
I can't say I'm ever particularly interested in titles. Just because it's Ask WoW how stagnation does for design. Yeah.
Yeah.
7-bit. If you can pull that video up, link it to me in Discord. I want to watch it.
Me too.
So.
Sorry, I do apologize. Tiny little bit, not an update, but rather like a funny thing that happened actually this week with the birthdays. Actually, the committed title specifically. There's technically already a committed title in raids, actually.
Oh.
So now people have 2 committed titles.
Well, okay then.
ArenaNet's aware of this, and now they're gonna try to make changes. But yeah, just a little tiny thing. That the funniest thing that happened this week is now people have 2 committed titles. Anyway.
I don't want to walk through the spirit goop.
Moving forward, they made mention of the World vs. World restructuring. Last month, they confirmed that World vs. World restructuring, or also called alliances, is in active development. Today, or rather the day they announced this, they're back to announce that they're going to be targeting September 24th for the first week of long beta test of the system. So, week long meaning that I guess it's just not going to run forever. It's just going to probably just add it once, see how it works, and then remove it again.
Oh, apparently the boss was supposed to give a different title, says 7-bit.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, which is fine.
They have a lot to work to do before then. On August 31st, they're rolling out some substantial updates to server infrastructure, specifically the servers that make World vs. World possible. Server code is going to run silently in the background for a few weeks, allowing us to stress test the system with live player data.
Yep.
Ideally, you shouldn't notice anything different in your World vs. World gameplay during this time. People, of course, are eager to know the gritty details, but they'll be posting about this in a dedicated blog in advance of the first beta event, which will include an up-to-date overview of the system and plans for the beta. So, again, it's going to be done on September 24th. Now, speaking of September, just a few days before that, starting on September 21st, they'll be running a beta test for the Directx 11 upgrade that they discussed in the previous blog post. And they tell us to keep an eye on more information on the upgrade and what changes to expect in the coming weeks. So yeah, Directx 11 first, then a few days after, the beta for World vs. World restructuring, which will only last a week, which not bad. I'm looking forward to that for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I hate
Um,
the spirits. I'm in Bloodstone Fen because that's the daily for season 3, and like these spirits just like all stack up on top of each other, and you're like, oh, there's only 1 or 2, and then suddenly there's 6 of them. But
yeah, they confirmed it on the forums that they're fixing it. Yeah.
so you already talked about the Directx bonus, the Directx stuff, which is fine. Like I'm looking forward to the Directx stuff, but like it's not super exciting to me. But I don't think anything kind of functional like that is supposed to be super exciting.
For the most hardcore player, they're super excited because they want actually the game to run better.
Yeah, well, I mean, I want the game to run better too, but at the same time, like, does it, like, how much of that is really the problem? So,
yeah. And the last bit that they threw in, which is uneventful for the most part, because everybody kind of knows this at this point, though, because it is what it is. We get these every year. But they did give out a decent amount of time with the festivals. Actually, they also threw in some bonus events, actually. World vs. World bonus event from September 21st to October 1st. So that's definitely like as soon as the Directx 11 thing is in there. Another bonus event, which will take place between October 1st and October 8th. So, wow, two World vs. World bonus events in a row. Is that new?
they've done, I wouldn't say back-to-back, but, like, consecutive stuff like that before.
Raguchi, is this new TS format with gameplay? Just for today.
Just for today, because the stuff we had wasn't, like, super amazingly exciting, because it's a lot of setup and not as much payoff yet.
It's the prelude. We're literally just making a show about a prelude.
Yeah. like we're like, oh, fishing and skiffs, we're going to talk about that. And it's just like, well, yeah, we're going to talk about that on September 10th. Oh, we're going to tease the new Elite spec. We're not going to tell you anything about it for a while. So it was...
Directx 11. We'll show you the details later.
Yeah.
Let's see. Shadows of the Mad King, October 5th to November 9th. So that's a lot. That's going to be a long period for that. PvP League Season 29 from October 12th to October 19th. Is that the shortest season of PvP League season?
I have no idea.
What's the average, actually? Like, what would be like the average of a PvP League season? I would imagine it being like maybe 4 weeks, but that's just a week.
I'll admit, even when I was playing PvP a lot, I was not paying attention.
Gotcha. Next is a few other World vs. World bonus events from November 5th to November 12th, and another period from December 10th to December 17th. Winter's Day from December 14th to January 4th. And of course, they cap it with Lunar New Year starting at January 25th, 2022. Now, here is the one that's catching my eye. Obviously, it's just a festival.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. They didn't give an end date to when this will end. On average, you would expect maybe this to last maybe 2 or 3 weeks. I think the average is 3. But that still doesn't give us that it's giving us a hint on when we could expect the launch of EOD. So if we were to maybe the launch of EOD, like the expansion.
Yeah,
So
well, they said February 2022.
Right, but it's still like either so it's definitely not going to be early February. It's either going to be mid-February or maybe even late February. So I'm guessing either the 15th or the 22nd. That's my guess.
I'm not going to bother speculating on the release date, if only because it's entirely possible that could change.
That is stacked with games. I've heard. But I don't think it's going to be that too much of a problem, honestly. I just think that I think maybe the competition in February is not the greatest, I believe. Probably the biggest contender at least was FF14's new expansion, but that's coming out in November. So as long as it's like competition that isn't in the same space as Guild Wars 2, MMOs.
Yeah, like
I-
we're not trying to run up against a World of Warcraft expansion.
Yeah. So I don't believe it's gonna be a problem.
Like I don't think there's a major patch for WoW scheduled. I don't think there's a major patch for Final Fantasy scheduled. Like I don't think we really have anything too terribly much to worry about.
Oh, but games I will want to get. Oh, that's no problem. All you have
Wow.
to do is pre-order now. Pre-order
Well-
EOD now, and you'll be fine.
I'm pretty sure Fenris is already on board, but he's an achievement hunter. Like his thing is to platinum games before he does reviews on them. So like there's a whole bunch of single player games coming out in February. So I can totally
I got it.
understand like oh god, I have to deal with this. So now I've gone and closed my browser or my game, which I probably should have just gone to another character.
Yeah, I just hope we get a clear date sooner than later. I don't want it to be like one of those things where, because here's the thing, it's a stupid plan. Not gonna lie, some people have done it and failed, but I do want to set my vacation time to.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Just don't do it.
Just don't.
Don't do it until until the game releases, because even after that, like you're not gonna want. You're gonna have to deal with like launch bugs. Like you don't ever like set vacation time for a game, especially an MMO release. Like just don't do it. I've never done it, and I've never regretted not doing it. Like it's if it launches on a Tuesday, take the Friday off. Yeah, I get that. Give yourself a 3-day weekend, but like I saw people taking weeks off for World of Warcraft expansion launches, and I'm just like, it's not worth it. It really isn't. But that's my personal opinion on that, because it's just I'm not the kind of... Wow, I do. I only have 64 AR on my Guardian, and I now have 84 on my Elementalist.
Nice.
Good job, Jim. You were unemployed for Path of Fire. Well, there you go.
Me three, but I was in the middle of a hurricane when that happened.
Doesn't that happen to you often?
No, but it was like the worst case scenario, at least on
Yeah.
launch day.
Oh. Did you still
Category
have internet?
5. It took about 2 months for me to get my internet back.
Oh, God.
And electricity.
Oh, God. People
Yeah,
took time
it was a
off
bad
for
year.
New World, and then it got pushed back, so they took time for the next release. And it got, don't ever, like... I don't even know if we're going to see the game come out in February. Like, I don't want to... I
mean,
like-
they seem confident. They seem confident.
Right,
enough.
but I'm never going to... I'm a software developer. I know how these things work. Not going to do that. But I think that's pretty much everything we've got going on for the week, which is a lot of setup, no payoff just yet. So I think it's time to call it. So we'll do a little /wave and say we're probably good for the outro. So first, let me turn off my volume so I can properly end things here, so I don't get overlays with like the outro music, because that would just be really weird. So, outro first and foremost, ZeKrioX, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on twitch.tv/ZeKrioX. I tend to be streaming on Tuesdays and Thursdays now with Guild Wars 2. We'll be rescheduling a couple of things because I do plan on playing other games. And you can also find me on Twitter, where I just do retweets, do some commentary. Yeah, you want to hear from me, you can also follow me there. So.
Awesome. And you can find my big dumb face on Twitter at MelfanusMMO. You can find me live on twitch.tv/MadRealms. That's 2 A's in the Mad. Every Tuesday and Thursday and Wednesday are kind of up in the air at the moment. Thursdays, I'm probably not going to be streaming anymore, though I'm hoping to join Miko for some fractal stuff on Wednesdays going forward, which would be nice because I would very much like to finish Ad Infinitum, which, you know, is a really cool backpack, and then I'd have the ability to use Ad Infinitum on, like, all of my other characters. So Tuesdays, definitely. Me and Arlie have been replaying the story. Wednesdays or Thursdays going forward. And then next week for Talking Skritt, where I'm fully expecting us to get some actual news this next weekend. At the very least, another teaser shot. Another spec silhouette. So you all have a fantastic evening, everybody. And we will see you next time. Goodbye.
Later.